the people that have come to talk to you guys, and I hear what they talk to you guys about, and I think that everyone has spoken to you guys about the basics already. But what I would just like to add, a little that I would like to add to everything that you've learned so far is, first to start with, you guys should count yourselves as lucky people. This is a huge platform. When I was your age, what is the oldest age here, if I might ask? Who's the oldest? 24, yeah.
Who is the oldest?
23. Yeah. Wow. At 23, we didn't have a lot of banks and fashion warehouses who were out to inspire young girls or would give young girls this sort of platform. So you can't afford to take this for granted. You're here because you're meant to be here. I'm a believer of everyone's life has a story, and at every point in life, you are your storyteller. Everyone you meet, you should be able to inspire the person and leave the person with a little bit of your story, you know what I mean? And until you're gone and no more, that's when we can actually say the story is no more, but it's still being written as we go by. Regardless of where you're coming from, regardless of what has happened, where you're coming from, I'm a big fan of Instagram, not because of photographs, but also because it's very inspiring to see loads of people who post not just their work or their photographs, people who also post a lot of quotes. And I think I saw this once on Didi's page. It says, it doesn't matter how you were born. What matters the most is how you live or how you die. Now, coming from a family or background, which she spoke about, where there was literally nothing, or where you struggled growing up, where you did not have opportunities, is no excuse. We can't play the victim card for so long. Everyone you meet is fighting their own struggle. Everyone you meet has a story to tell. Until you speak to them, until you sit with them, you'd actually realize, wow, I thought my life was so bad, until I heard the next person's story. So it doesn't matter what happened up until this point. What is going to matter, or what should matter now, is what happens after this. Where are you going? Every day you should ask yourself a very simple question. What story is my life telling? What am I doing? Where am I going? I have this dream. This is Dare to Dream. I have these aspirations, these big dreams of things that I want to do with myself, but what am I doing to get to where I want to be? You know, a dream, they say, is just a vision until it's actually put into practice, you know what I mean? You can talk about it, but there are people who are listening to you talking about it and who are taking notes, who have no aspirations or no visions, but once they hear you talk about your dream for so long, it starts to inspire them, and before you know what's going on, you remain the talker, and the other people who've listened to you have gone on with the dream that you had. You know, it's okay for you to talk about, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to be this. And then the next person who has no idea what she wants to do with her life is looking at you speak with so much passion about what you want to do, and starts, you know, she starts getting inspired. And before you know what's going on, that's what you want to achieve. You hear 6, 7, 8 months down the line that the person who heard you speaking has gone along to achieve. And then you hear people say things like, oh, you know, that was my dream. There's no dream that is new. I mean, there's no dream, no vision, nothing that is new on the surface of this earth. Everything you think you want to do, there's someone else who's thinking about doing the same thing. It's all about how you want to execute it. I'd also like to talk about, you know, making use of opportunities. There's no such thing. I think she said that when she was talking to you. There's no such thing as opportunity giving. Those who have are blessed. Now those who don't, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, it's all fair and dandy to find someone who had all the opportunities in life, and it's nice, that's the blessed life. But I didn't have those opportunities, but that doesn't define me. I would go out there, create my own opportunities, and run with it. And of course, when you're on a path to greatness, when you have a vision, when you have that dream, it keeps you up all night. You have no time to worry about what other people are doing, what this person is saying, what is new to this person. You are focused on your dream, because that dream it turns to hunger. You know that famous saying that says, stay hungry, stay foolish? Have you guys ever heard about that? Yes. It means you basically can't act like you know anything. What drives you, what pushes you, what forms your thoughts, what forms where you are, where you're going, is that dream inside of you. And I keep going back to, you know, all this victim mentality of, oh, I wasn't given this, I wasn't, because we can, it's a very strong hold. you can sit back and look at your life and think, well, you know, I'm hearing about this famous person. I'll use Katarina as an example just because she's sitting right in front of me. Oh, she's Kina Bootsy. Oh, she probably just had everything handed to her. There was probably capital. She's probably pretty. You know, things were working for her. Who am I? Where would I start from? You need to eradicate that sort of thinking, because already you're boxing yourself by thinking, where do I start from? Start from putting pen to paper. Start from listing people that you know that can help you achieve this dream. And if you know no one, don't feel bad about it. I was in banking for years and I've realized that there's a pattern in my life. And growing up, I would have friends and family who had things happen for them instantly. You know, people just, it was almost like magical luck, as she said. This same thing I'm doing, all my friends would do it once and they'd be successful at it. And I'll do the same thing and I wouldn't. And I'll be bitter about it, I'll be broken. Why me? Why is life so hard for me? You know, while I was in banking, I would have friends who would have uncles, brothers, aunties, friends, strangers, you know, who would literally give them accounts to open. And in those meetings, they had shiny reports. And I sat back and everyone I knew, no one was helping me out. No one was helping out. And I realized on the long run that it was God all along teaching me that the only help that I need in my life would most certainly come from Him. Which is why, you know, I don't mean to get all spiritual or religious on you all, but you have to give the heavens above more than a passing glance. You just can't live your life living on the edge and thinking, oh, things just happen by chance. Nothing happens by chance. Well, for me, nothing happens by chance. I've had doors slammed in my face. I've had no's. I've had people say to me, oh, there's nothing good that's gonna come out of this girl. I've been the butt of all jokes where people are thinking, yeah, she says she's doing this, but what exactly is going to come out of that? You know, it takes a lot to stay on your path when you know that there's help coming from nowhere. It takes a lot. I've literally cried so many nights where you know, wondered why it's so difficult and why people are doing the same things and you're getting ahead. But I realized in the long run, you know, you can't see a complete message until the end. And as far as you're living, you're not at the end yet. So things that do not make sense to you right now, hold on. Give yourself 3, 4, 5 years, then look back on those things that you thought would kill you. And those things that you thought mattered so much. And if you didn't have them, you're going to die. And then ask yourself if they actually matter right now. You realize that everything you did not get was because you weren't supposed to get it. And the things you did not think you would get, you got. Things you did not bargain for actually came your way. And it left you better. So do not despise your days of humble beginnings. Do not feel bad at the fact that nobody's there to help you. Because at the end of the day, who else would you rather help you, human beings or God? Would you rather have someone somewhere who says, oh, I can give you this, do this, and once they help you, you're accountable for the rest of your life to the fact that they helped you out? Or would you rather, you know, go out on your own? It's hard, it's difficult. People will laugh at your dream. A lot of people think you're crazy. People will think you do not make any sense. But at some point, when you start to make sense, these same people will come around, and it's almost like, oh, when I came to you with the same proposal 3 years ago, you thought it didn't make sense. And then you are at a better stance because you can negotiate better and you own your dream, you own your vision, and no one can tell you who you are. So what am I leaving you guys with today? Stay hungry, stay foolish, stay focused. Don't act like you know it all. You literally have to empty yourself over and over every day. Every day you wake up in the morning, empty yourself of yesterday's knowledge. What you thought you knew yesterday doesn't matter today. Act like you're hungry, you're eager to learn, and you know, always put one foot, just put one foot in front of each other. It's hard. I wish it was as easy as we all would come here to share with you and say. I'm sure you've probably been spoken to by so many people who have said so many things and it seems so fancy, and you sit back and ask yourself, but this is the true situation in my life. This person is saying all these words and it seems like it's nice and dandy, but I go home to probably no money in my bank account. All I have is this dream. No friends to help me out, no family, no, you know, I rarely talk about growing up because, you know, at a very young age I did suffer tragedy that I'm not yet over. With every day of my life I hope that I can get to that point where I can talk about it. But I did lose both my parents on the same day. I buried both my parents on the same day and I was adopted. Not many people know this, and it's not something that I can speak about extensively because I still have a lot of questions about it, but it's okay to have questions. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel like it's not working out and you want to literally throw the towels in. It's okay for people to doubt you. It's okay for them to call you names. What is not okay is if you decide to go by the names that you're being called, and if you decide to see yourself as that person who life, I mean, I could see myself as my parents died before their dreams were even actualized. They were hard workers. My mom died at 33, I'm 30. My dad died at 36. And I didn't even know them because I was 8. And I could go through life feeling victimized and feeling abused and feeling hurt and feeling like, you know, everything has to be handed over to me. But you have to learn what is called hard work. Nothing is promised. You're all young ladies. If you're no more tomorrow, life will continue. If you have a legacy you leave behind, great. If you don't, life will continue. So in your own way, you have to keep asking yourself, what can I do? How can I add to this earth? What can I do to make myself more? Be blind, be deaf to everything around you but your dream. And of course, and to prayer as well, because prayer has helped me through times where I never thought I would get through. I'm a candidate of that. There are times where I literally had nothing else but the prayer in my mouth and in my heart, and I said it and God heard. So you can be the next fashion designer, you can be the next radio presenter, television presenter, as she said, entrepreneur as well. You can be the next, and you cannot be defined by where you're coming from. And so I would like to take your questions, and I hope that you guys are not just picking out the fancy stuff, but try and apply it to yourself, to each day as it goes. This is such a huge platform, you have no idea. At 23, no one was giving, and I don't know about you or you, but I didn't have this. There was no seminar where a bank or a fashion label is coming out to say if you have dreams you can pursue. No one. No one. So if you have this and you've been chosen, and the 12 of you guys, 12, right, yes, are still here, make each day on this platform count. And even if you don't come out as a winner, take everything you've learned from this, and it starts now. Apply yourself daily. Ask yourself, what am I living for? What is the story of my life?